There are a lot of buttons on your camera, whether it's an older camera like this one. This is my Canon XTI that I started with back in 2008. It has a lot of buttons, even that one. I was intimidated when I first started taking up photography. But let's talk about a few of the buttons to get you going right away. So right off the bat, the easiest button to find is your on-off switch. Whether you're using Canon or if you're using Nikon or Olympus or Sony, the on-off switch might be in a different location. So if someone hands you a camera and it's not the same brand you have, it may take you a second or two to find it. That's okay, not a big deal. So let's talk about some other buttons that are on there. The one you're going to probably see right off the bat, and by default it is probably in automatic like it is on this camera. This is my XTI. It's a little green box. There are other settings on there. I have other videos for that, and today we're just going to leave it on automatic. This is my point and shoot Lumix. The red is automatic on this one. I don't like that. To me, it should be green. Should be green, yeah, should be green. This is my R6, and it is on manual right now, but on the opposite end, you can see the A that's in green. That's automatic. And then my Canon R5, you can't see it unless I turn it on, but you can see it's in manual right now because it has an M that has a digital screen. So depending on which camera you have, if you're just starting out, leave it in automatic. You have permission to do that. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't let anyone tell you that you have to get out automatic. Let's get out, take pictures. Let's just get started. So another thing to look at for cameras, if you got a removable lens, is how do I take it off? Okay, so here's a nice lens on my camera, and well, if I turn and there's nothing to twist, there's a button right here on the side next to my lens. When I push that in, it's real easy to wrap your hand right around the lens, push with a little pressure on it with your finger like that, and then turn your lens. Now to put it back on, don't force it. There is, you'll notice, a red little tick mark at the top of my camera, and there is a red mark on my lens. If I can get it around, there it is, the red mark. You line those two up, and then you turn your lens and it's connected again. All right, another setting that I deal with, and let's stick with the lens. This one I really mess up a lot. I'll be doing some night photography and I put it in manual because you'll learn cameras cannot focus well in nighttime. They work on contrast, and if it's all dark, it's not going to focus, so you'll be in manual. So a lot of times on the lens itself, we'll have a manual focus versus automatic. If you're in manual and you don't know that, nothing's going to be in focus for you, or you'll get lucky and get a few shots that will be in focus. So let's look at another setting that I've seen many, many times on different forums. And let's turn my camera on because you can't see it unless I do. So here's the back of my camera. There's an info button right here on mine. So when I push the info button, you'll see the back of the screen changes depending on what I have chosen for my display. So the question I get is, hey, there's this thing called a histogram, or they don't know it's a histogram. There's a graph, it's got a big arch in it, and I don't want it in there. It's taking up my screen space. I want to see nothing but my photo that I'm taking a picture of. Well, just keep pressing that info button. It will cycle around the different screens. I'll make a video someday on how to adjust those screens and get what you want. And we'll even talk about the histogram someday. Who knows? So a couple other basics on the camera, and I've covered this in other videos, is the battery. Make sure you put that in there. Sometimes the slot for the memory card is in the same place, depending on what brand of camera you have. Try to get more than one battery. I'll put a link to what I use for my Canon batteries. I recommend you stick with the brand names or a very well-known brand. If you don't know, stick with Canon for Canon, Nikon for Nikon, and so on. Batteries are expensive. I'll just give you that heads up. This extra battery is $100, 120. I think it is nowadays. Yeah, that's expensive. But if you put a poor battery or a cheap battery in your camera and it warps or it overheats or something happens, it gets stuck in there, now you've got an expensive camera with a cheap battery and you've ruined your systems. And you're gonna have to send it off to get fixed. Don't do that. The other thing I want to look at is memory cards. What do I have for memory cards? Let's use my point and shoot. And if I open it up, this is one that you'll see the memory card is actually in the same spot as the battery. And it's barely visible over here. If I can get my fingers in the right place, it's barely visible. But there's my memory card. You want to have more than one memory card. And you can buy some inexpensive ones on that one. That one I'm not worried about as much. Usually can't go wrong. Stick with SanDisk. They're not real expensive. I'll put a link down below. I'll put a link down below for you. They're not real expensive. Make sure you have an extra one. You don't know when a camera or a memory card rather is going to go bad, and you're going to wish you had that spare. I have a lot of spares, so the best time to buy them is during Black Friday, the Amazon Prime days they have, Father's Day, Mother's Day, holidays like that. They tend to put them on sales, but I'll put a link down below for a package of 3. Appreciate if you use my link. It doesn't cost you more, and I benefit, you benefit, you have extra cards. So extra battery, extra memory card. If you're getting a little bit of value out of this video, please hit the like and subscribe. I appreciate it. This is Doug Gabbard, practicing photography, getting better one photo at a time.